Okay, welcome to today's Measure H Citizens Oversight Committee meeting. Today is Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. I now call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Committee Member Cerny. Committee Member Wells.
Present.
Committee Member Huerta.
Present.
Vice Chair Truffa, absent. Chair Steely.
Present. Okay. So the first thing on our agenda is presentations. Looks like a fiscal year 2025-2026 budget. Our Finance Director.
Yes, good evening, Measure H Citizens Oversight Committee members. This evening, I'll be presenting draft information regarding budget versus actual for fiscal year 2025. And then the Deputy Finance Director will present on the fiscal year 2026 Measure H budget. So I just wanted to talk a little about the revenues that we received in fiscal year 2025 for Measure H. So far, the city has received payments for the months of July 2024 to May 2025. And those payments amount to $4.4 million. Our consultant has estimated that our June payment should be about $396,000, which would bring us to a total of just under $4.8 million. We did have budgeted revenues in fiscal year 2024 of $4.74 million. So we are expecting to come in over budget by approximately $56,000 as long as the consultant's estimates for June are correct. And we'll actually have that data any day. I've been checking the state's website every day and it's not posted yet. So hopefully their estimates are right on track and we do come in over budget by that $56,000. In terms of the expense side of things, year-to-date expenses for fiscal year 2025 are currently at $4.8 million, which is over the fiscal year budgeted amount by about $167,000. And that's mainly made up of police personnel expenses. We did have a payroll conversion happen in fiscal year 2025. So finance is going to be reviewing those numbers closely to ensure that everything was allocated properly and that Measure H is only being allocated for the police officers in which they should be allocated. So those numbers could change, but that's the data I have at this point in time because we're still working on finalizing the fiscal year 25 expense information. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Sonia to present on the fiscal year 2026 budget.
Good evening, Measure H Citizens Oversight Committee. My name is Sonia Ledesma, the Deputy Finance Director. This evening, we'll be presenting fiscal year 26 budget for Measure H appropriations. On June 23rd, 2025, the City Council adopted fiscal year 26 budget, which includes a total appropriations of $96 million. Of this amount, $15.7 million is allocated to cover expenditures for police department and $8.8 million is to cover fire services. For fiscal year 26, the city projects $4.8 million in revenue for Measure H, with proposed expenditures totaling $4.7 million. This represents a balanced Measure H budget for the fiscal year 26. The allocation for Measure H fund is broken down as follows. 60% of the Measure H funds cover the police department. $2.4 million is budgeted to support salaries for 10 officers. An additional $425,000 is allocated for police operations and maintenance. Measure H makes up 18.1% of the police department's total budget. 40% of the Measure H funds cover the fire service contract as follows. $1.9 million is budgeted to fund the fire service contract with the City of Modesto. 24% of the City of Modesto's fire contract is funded with Measure H. I'm happy to answer any questions regarding the fiscal year 26 budget.
Okay, we'll bring it back for, we'll actually open the item up for public comment. See anyone in the audience? Is there anyone on Zoom? Doesn't appear to be. So we'll bring it back and close public comment and we'll bring it to the committee for discussion. Okay, no discussion. Move right along. Now we'll move to the part where it's citizens' communications. While the committee welcomes and encourages participation at committee meetings by the public, matters under the jurisdiction of the committee are not, I'm sorry, jurisdiction of the committee and not on the posted agenda may be addressed by the general public. However, California law prohibits the committee from taking action on any matter not posted on the agenda unless it is determined to be an emergency by the committee. And we'll see if there's anyone in the audience. Nope, nobody on Zoom. Okay, we're going to close public comment. Move along to an appointments, our appointments on the agenda. So, and that will be presented by City Clerk Fallon for the appointment of a chair.
Good evening, Chair Steely and committee members. This is an annual item that comes before you to either reappoint Chair Steely as chair again for the upcoming year or selecting another member on the committee. Currently, Vice Chair is Vincent Truffa. So I'll turn this back over to you guys to have a discussion and also open it up to public comment.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
I would like to make a motion to renominate Mr. Steely for chairmanship.
First, let's go to our public comment. None. Close public comment. Nobody on Zoom. Then we can discuss. So, committee member Cerny has a motion to reappoint myself as committee chair.
A second.
Roll call vote.
Committee member Cerny,
Aye.
committee member Wells,
Yes.
committee member Huerta,
Aye.
Chair Steely.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Okay, moving right along. Next on the agenda is a consent calendar. All matters listed on the consent calendar are considered routine in nature and will be enacted by a single motion unless otherwise requested by an individual member or the public for special consideration. Otherwise, a recommendation of the staff will be accepted and acted upon by roll call vote. Is there anyone in the committee that would like to pull a consent item for discussion?
The only question I have is these dates, March 18th of 26, May 13th of 26, and September 16th of 26. Those are the dates we're going to meet.
So long as the committee passes that item, yes.
And I have no further discussion.
Okay. We'll go to the public. Nobody in the public. Go to Zoom. Nobody on Zoom. We'll close public comment and bring it back for discussion. Committee member Cerny said he has none. Anybody else? Nope. Okay, we'll need a motion to pass the consent calendar.
Motion.
I second.
Roll call vote.
Committee member Cerny,
Aye.
committee member Wells,
Aye.
committee member Huerta,
Aye.
Chair Steely.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Next on the agenda is new business. It's Resolution 2025, amending the start time for regular Measure H Citizen Oversight Committee meetings from 6 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And that will be introduced by City Clerk Fallon.
Thank you again, Chair Steely and committee members. Staff is requesting to change the meeting start time from 6 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. The community center closes at 7 p.m. After the meeting, staff breaks down the room and sets the room back up for whatever events or activities they have going on the next day. So by starting the meeting at 5:30, it gives staff a little more time and also minimizes, if not eliminates, potential overtime.
Okay, open it up. Public comment. There is nobody here. Nobody on Zoom, I see. We'll close public comment. We'll bring it to committee for discussion.
Nothing to discuss.
Wednesdays, I have a conflict with my schedule, and that's what I have to say. No, it would conflict with my schedule. I wear a couple hats in the community, and the meetings held on Wednesdays are normally one of the other meetings that I meet after work. So I've already rescheduled that meeting to attend this meeting. I apologize.
Okay, well, there's no more discussion. We'll take a vote or a motion for a vote.
If we can discuss a little bit more, but if we do keep 6 o'clock, is that going to cause a major issue for the city of Ceres and the recreation department, or?
Wouldn't think it would cause a major issue. I mean, the committee's been in existence since, I believe, 2007. It's always met at 6 p.m. So continuing with 6 p.m., I don't think will be an issue. That's what we've been doing for so long. But it was an idea to bring forward. So with that said, the committee can either make a motion to approve this, or there would be no motion at all, which would mean that the motion would die and it would not pass and things would stay as they are.
Is there a lot of overtime expense involved with not changing the time?
You know, that's a good question. I don't have that information. I can bring that back at a future meeting for a discussion to see what that looks like and how much overtime there may be incurred due to the meeting.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to go ahead and stay with 6 o'clock. And then our next regularly scheduled meeting, bring this back as an agenda item to see if Ms. Huerta's schedule may have changed by then, and see if we could look at it again. Does that make sense?
Yes. I second.
Roll call vote.
Committee Member Cerny.
Aye.
Committee Member Wells.
Aye.
Committee Member Huerta.
Aye.
Chair Steely.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Okay, next on the agenda is reports and a verbal report from Chief of Police Trent Johnson.
Good evening, Chair Steely and committee members. I have one large expenditure to mention, and that is our Axon Taser body worn camera contract. It's a 5-year contract. The first year is going to be out of Measure H, and it's $85,000, approximately $85,000. That contract is what gives us the ability to use maintain our body camera and the footage and the storage. And it also includes all of our tasers and all the training with that.
Okay. Any discussion from?
I have no. I had a question for the police chief, but it wasn't related to this Axon thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking at the budgets, and it looked like there had been a lot of overtime historically. And so I was just wondering if that was just incurred in just the normal operation, or if are more police officers having to work extra because of like understaffing?
The majority of our overtime is understaffing. There'll always be a little bit of overtime with any operation of a police department or 24/7 operation. But our staffing levels, especially in the last, I would say 2 years, are critical. And that's what's caused that. We are taking some measures. It's in the works right now. We're working with a consultant to maybe look at some other areas that we can improve that to cut that down, though. And you'll probably see those start to roll out next year.
All right. The next report was for Assistant Fire Chief, but he had an emergency to attend. So we'll skip that and then we can go right to our adjournment.